Hi everyone, here is AhkTaar and welcome back on my YouTube channel. In this video I'm gonna talk about Will, another legendary hero coming this Friday in the Miracle Wishes. And he looks pretty interesting for many contents in the game. So yeah, enough talk, let's talk about him. It's a legendary hero, a forester, a defense type unit with the force mark, and he is really interesting for many things. You are gonna see that. First of all, I want to talk about his passive, which is really interesting. So fearlessness. He is immune to silence, horrify and provoke, and nobody can increase his skill cooldowns. So only this sentence is super interesting. Silence, horrify, provoke, he's gonna be great in the arena for that, and also in this faction, because the boss normally inflicts horrify. You can have a Sindo or Carried that can inflict a horrify or silence. So he is pretty interesting for this faction because he is a defense unit, and so he's gonna provide some things to your team. And the skill cooldowns cannot be increased is insane in arena against Ben Austin, so he will still be able to protect your allies, and this is pretty interesting. So he can cast the skills and you are gonna see that his skills are pretty interesting. At the beginning of each wave, he is gonna give to himself 3 different buffs, unique buffs: softness, cut and rage, and these 3 buffs can enhance all his skills. Softness enhances the first skill, cut the second skill, and rage the third skill. Now, every skill gives him 1 layer of softness for the basic attack, cut for the second skill, and rage for the third skill. So if you read that this way, it is pretty easy to understand the mechanic of the hero. So at the beginning of each wave, he is gonna get 2 layers of softness, cut and rage, and his skills are gonna be enhanced when he has 2 layers of softness, cut and rage. So that means at the beginning of each wave he has 2 layers of these unique buffs, and so all his skills are gonna be enhanced, and this is pretty interesting. Other thing here, he at the beginning of the wave and at the end of each turn, he is gonna grant to himself a shield by a certain part of his max HP for 1 turn. So he is gonna be more tanky, and it's great for the arena and for PVE because he is not gonna take a lot of damage and he can do his job and self-tank thanks to that. So I pretty enjoy these particular things. So every stuff here for this passive is pretty interesting. So now let's talk about his skills. First ability, he deals death damage to a single enemy with a chance to reduce their attack by 40% for 2 turns. And then he grants himself a layer of softness. Softness is the unique buff that can enhance this skill. If he has 2 layers of softness without exclusives, he is gonna deal higher death damage to a single enemy and still have a chance to lower the attack of the enemy by 40%. Probably the chance to inflict the attack down on the enemy is gonna be higher when the skill is enhanced. But yeah, this is a defense unit. You cannot horrify, silence and provoke him. He has a shield at the beginning of the wave and at the end of his turn, and he is gonna lower the attack of the enemy by 40% using only his basic attack. So far he is an awesome support hero for PvE. So now let's talk about the second skill. He removes 1 layer of buff at random from an enemy target and deals death damage to the target with a chance to inflict res buff on them for 1 turn. And then he grants himself 1 layer of cut. It is interesting for PvE against the boss with the shield, because using this skill he will remove the shield every time he's gonna cast this skill. So this is pretty interesting. It can be nice in PvE when this skill is enhanced, because if it is the case, he is gonna consume all layers of cut so he needs 2 layers without exclusive, and he's gonna consume every layers of cut and removes all the buffs from the target and deal higher damage on him. And this is pretty insane. That means you can remove all the buffs with him, and in arena it has a great value because he has a shield. He cannot be controlled or just hypnotized and frozen, but he's gonna be super tanky, lower the attack, remove all the buffs from one target with this skill. It is pretty insane, and inflict a resistance to buffs on the target, which is pretty interesting. So now let's talk about his ultimate. He is gonna increase his own defense by 60% and then deal death damage to a single enemy and grant self 1 layer of rage. If he has a 2 layer of rage on him, he can consume them in order to enhance this skill and increase all allies' defense by 60% for 2 turns instead, and then deals 3 stages of death damage to a single enemy instead of 2. So at the beginning of the wave, you have 2 layers of this rage buff. So you can cast that and increase the defense of all your heroes by 60%. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. Really awesome. I'm thinking about a combo for PVE with an epic hero that can deal a poison damage based on his defense, Stan. Probably is gonna be a great combo for the faction Abyss. It's pretty interesting. You are gonna be more tanky and deal more poison damage with Stan thanks to this skill right here, and lower the attack of the boss with both this skill right here, the debuff, attack debuff 40%, and the poisons on the target. So probably it's gonna be a great combo in PvE, so I really like it. I really like it. And then let's talk about let's talk about his exclusives. You're gonna laugh with the first exclusive. He is gonna be immune to dot when he has a shield, and nobody can inflict a crit on him if he has a shield. This is just insane. He is gonna be a god in PvE thanks to that. He cannot die in PvE, he can lower the attack, he can provide defense buff on allies. This is a great hero. This is a great hero with the first exclusive. And in PvP, it's gonna be huge. He's gonna have a shield and cannot take crit or dot damage, so if you don't play with a buff remover on your team, you cannot kill him. This is awesome. I like it a lot. I enjoy it a lot because it's on the first exclusive, you know? It's not like an unobtainable on the third one, so I like it a lot. He is a great hero in my opinion. Let's talk about the second exclusive. When one of his skill deal damage to any enemy, there is a 80% chance to provoke them for 1 turn. And this can be interesting too. Because imagine using the first skill, you're gonna inflict 2 debuffs on the enemy, the provoke and the attack down. It's gonna be harder for Catherine in PvP to counter that. So I enjoy that. Third exclusive, all his skills can be enhanced with only 1 layer of unique buff instead of 2 before, and it's gonna have a 30% chance not to consume any layer of these unique buffs. So it's gonna be really interesting once you have the third exclusive, but still without that, with only the first one, he's gonna be really interesting for both PvE and PvP. So I really like this hero. He is not broken, but he is gonna bring a lot of things to your heroes in the game, and so I like it a lot. Tell me what do you think about that in the comment below. If you enjoyed the video, as always, please like, comment and subscribe, and then see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Infinite Magicraid. Play to slay.